I was wondering, when you were talking about prevention, I was wondering what you thought that entailed. Is it just condoms, or is it a more comprehensive approach?
Well, prevention to me is a more comprehensive approach. It starts anywhere from abstaining
Hmm.
to having a repertoire of tools that will keep you safe. It is also, those conversations that I talked about earlier. It's talking about what you do and how you do it, and then making sure you do it safely. It is also making sure that your relationships, um, that you know a little bit more about the person that you are involved in. Unfortunately, we live in a society now where it's not just a quick fix at a bar and you pick them up and you take them home.
Hmm.
It's about having a conversation, even to the extent of asking someone before you get intimate, what their HIV/AIDS status is. Now, certainly we're not going to blurt that out, but it's learning how to make sure you have that conversation. It's also making sure you have a conversation about, one's drug use. I think one of the tools that we've not used in this whole epidemic that has been one of the biggest fights is the needle exchange versus, federal mandates. And I think needle exchange programs can work, but I would also like to see needle exchange programs move to making sure we keep people alive long enough to also, so that they can also get good treatment around their drug use as well.
Hmm.
And I think we haven't talked enough about how that plays a significant role in HIV/AIDS. Clean needles, not using them with someone else, and then ultimately moving into helping that person understand how drug use as a whole,
Hmm.
whether it's needle use or some other kind of drug use, puts them at risk for HIV/AIDS is important. And I think the last thing it would be is to have groups where people talk about how do they introduce sex into their lives. What kinds of questions should you ask the person? How do you make sure that the person that you're with understands how important it is that you know each other's status and that you use protection? The other thing is, for some women, they've chosen to be celibate, and so
Hmm.
they're real clear on who they're with. Those are all choices that we make. We also need to understand our young people. Our young people are very active. Um, some are exploring just their whole sexuality. Some are exploring just sex in general. But whatever that is, we need to give them the information that they need, whether it's in a school system, shelter system, some other social service. But we need to give them the right information and the tools that they will need to protect themselves. Some of that's condoms, some of that is waiting, some of that is asking the right questions, people that they're engaging in. But more than anything, giving them an outlet where they can go and talk to someone about what they're going through. But those are some of the things I think we could do around prevention. Um, the other thing I would say most of the time is that we don't talk enough either about those who are HIV infected and know their status, that they play a key role in prevention because they have an opportunity to say how and what they will do to protect themselves further and protect other folks. And I think that's key. I think we've shown over the years that people who do know their status will act responsible. Those who don't, unfortunately, take chances. And again, self-care is the most important thing, is to take care of yourself.